Hey guys, you've seen me make a lot of fires using char cloth. Well, in this video I'm going to show you the different types of char cloth that I use and how to make it. Okay, I'm starting with normal t-shirt material. This is, you've got to make sure it's 100% cotton, but this is just an old t-shirt. This is the finished product. Char cloth, and I'll talk about the box in a minute. The next is cotton batting. This is used in stuffing for making pillows. It's real fluffy. Finished product looks like this. Monk cloth, which is cross-stitch material, is what we're looking for. Started with t-shirt, and I found some better cloths talking to different people and experimenting. The more air, the looser the fabric, the better for catching a spark. And monk cloth works very well. This is the finished product, and you see this has a lot of air spaces between the fibers. Works really well with flint and steel. Cotton ticking. I believe this is made in a lot of pillowcases. It's not as thin or as much airspace, but it is 100% cotton, and it does work well with sparks and starting fires with magnifying glasses. I found probably my favorite is muslin cloth. I think it's used in a lot of curtains, and you can see this is very thin. It has a very loose weave to it. Again, this is Rockland muslin. The finished product, char cloth. As you can see, it's very, very thin. This works really well with flint and steel. The muslin cloth, I like to spread out the fibers on the end to catch a spark. Same with all the other char cloths to catch a spark when I'm using flint and steel. I do the same with muslin, but this material, anywhere the spark touches it, it starts a smoldering ember in the middle, everywhere. So again, that's my favorite. I've also experimented with punky wood. This is basically rotten, dried out wood, basically that has rotted away and is dried out. It's very, very thin, almost like a cork. Here's the finished product. This will take a hot spark with the ferro rods and flint and steel. I did experiment with using this, and I did catch a spark with my flint and steel, and it started a smoldering ember. I'll show you next how to make this stuff, but here's a couple of pieces where I've shaved just shavings off of this punky wood. Works best for making a char, almost like a char cloth with the wood. Okay, as you see, I'm just going to cut strips, cut them into little squares about the size of my tin, so that they'll fit in the tin. And I'm going to do this for each one of my cloths and restock my stash. Okay, I've got the squares cut, and now I'm going to improve my my cloths by taking, and I just like to peel the edge away so that I've got a fuzzy edge to catch my sparks. And I just either take your knife or your fingernails and pull a couple of threads loose on the edge all the way around. Okay. And this will just, if you're using a flint and steel, it'll help with catching the spark. Okay. The next part is the can, and you want a metal tin. These Altoid mint cans work really well. They have a hinge on it. Got a piece of some desiccant in there to keep it dry. And then you want to punch 2 holes in it to make an air vent. I've used, let's say, a Bass Pro Shop. I think a wallet came in this little tin, but anything that's metal will work. And punch 2 holes in it. You can use a drill, use some type of punch. When I'm putting this on the fire, I like to leave it cracked open just a little bit, because what the idea is to just smoke it or to char it, but not burn it up. Okay, and for the punky wood, I'm just trimming off very thin shavings, as thin as I can get it, and I'm going to use that kind of like char cloth. Okay, just trying to get it as thin as I can. Okay, so I'm ready. I've got my cans prepared. I'm going to do 1 can of punky wood, 1 of the cotton batting, 2 cans of the monk cloth, 1 of the cotton ticking, and the last one is the muslin. Okay, when I close these up, like I said, sometimes I like to leave them cracked just barely open, but I want to make sure there's no threads or a cloth sticking out, so that it would catch fire and set the whole thing on fire, because I don't want to burn it up. I want to just char it. So I've got the breather holes, air holes, and it should be ready for heating. Now I realize you're not going to have a grill in the wilderness, but you could put these on a campfire. This is preparation for your fire making materials. I'm going to light this and start charring my cloth. Okay, you can see the smoke coming out of it. And they should be getting close to being done. Let them smoke for about, I don't know, about an hour maybe. Okay, they're really smoking now. And just let them smoke for 30 minutes to an hour. Just check them every now and then. Be careful not to let it burn up. If you leave it open too long, the air will get to it and it'll catch on fire and it'll ruin it. And when you're checking these, make sure wear protective gloves, but don't hold it open and let it catch on fire. This one looks like it's about done and it's charred inside. Close it back up so the air doesn't get to it, and if it ever gets red and starts burning, you've lost it. This one looks like it's still smoking a little bit. I'll take a look inside. Okay, that's the batting. It looks like it's almost done too. Okay, so I almost burned everything up because I opened it up too early to get video of it. But so it started catching fire, but I did able to save some. That's the punky wood, And the cotton batting, the pillow ticking, cotton ticking, the muslin was just trying to go up in flames. It was almost made it too well. And then the monk cloth. So to just demonstrate how some of this works, I'll try to ignite it. So this is the monk cloth. So that's taking an ember real well. This is the cotton ticking. That's taking an ember. And both my punky wood and the muslin. Muslin just really wants to go. Yeah, there goes the cotton batting. So it all works pretty well. So I went back and made 2 more batches of the muslin, since this is my favorite, and some of the punky wood, since I crumbled it all up trying to put it out, but this turned out really well as a char cloth. Char cloth and punky wood, 2 examples. Well, that does it on how to make char cloths. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time.